Hello, welcome back to the Off-Grid family. Today we got a beauty in store. We got a proper old beast to take apart. It's one of the old projection tellies. Now inside there, there's quite a few bits of tech that I can reuse, let's say. And so we're going to take it apart. We're going to have a look inside. I've never taken one apart before. I know what's inside them, so it's not going to be a complete shock to me. But there might be more stuff inside that I can use, and so on and so on. I don't know how long ago this was plugged in, so I'm going to be very, very careful. It could have been plugged in only yesterday for all I know. So anyway, let's get on. Look at the size of that. It's the size of my radiator. It's incredible. It's going to be a bit of fun, isn't it? The main reason I want to take this apart is that, but I'll explain more in a little while. Let's get taking this beauty apart. Look how much tech goes into one of these little things. Well, big things. As I say, I don't know how long ago this was last turned on, so I'm not going to touch anything as such. But these are the cathode ray tubes, and these actually project up onto a mirror that then reflect onto this this screen up here. But these should have quite nice, hopefully, fingers crossed, they should have some quite nice lenses on them. But there is some very big things and very small things. There's some huge there's quite a few heat sinks on that board, I tell you. I can see from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 so far. 9. But these speakers are 8 ohm speakers, so it means I got them for another project as well. So there's a lot of reusable tech on this. So let's get that screen off. Right, look at that. This here is an ultra reflective mirror. This is the red, green and blue lenses. And they fire up into the centre of this, which then fires into the centre of that, and that disperses the image. This here, now I'll go through it step by step. Okay, so this is the red, the green and the blue cathode ray tube, and they've got lovely lenses on them. But what you're actually looking at the moment is a mirror. It is super reflective. I'm not sure what they use on the back of them. It was something that I was told it a while back, but I genuinely can't remember now. But they're more reflective than a normal mirror, so that'll have to go somewhere safe. And then these have a lovely set of lenses on them. The top ones are plastic, but inside them there will be a nice big glass one, and that's because it has to be glass because it gets hot. Plastic would melt. This here is the infrared receiver from the remote control, and it actually means that the whole of this bit would have been, you could have used your remote control, it would have reflected off the mirror. So it meant you could have used your remote control anywhere around the room, basically, rather than just having a little dot at the front of the telly. That's pretty interesting. Right, as I say, this was the main reason I got this in the first place, and I'll show you why in a second. Got a couple of screws to unscrew first. Okay, so this here is straight out of the brackets, and it should be 3 layers. Just try and get this tape off. Is there any more on it? No. Okay, this will work. Okay, this one's actually only 2 layers. This is the piece of like the front screen, and it's lined. It's got the lines in. I think that makes it easier for the pixels to pick up, or some rubbish. I'm not entirely sure. But this is what I was after. This is the bit I'm after, and it's called a Fresnel lens, and I'll show you what that does now. Can you see that it seems to be this like translucent circle, and the rest seems to be all like smoky? That's because this it looks like an acid video. Woo! Don't take acid and watch my videos. Right, no. The reason it's got this like see-through bit in the centre is because what this does is it takes all the light and puts it into the centre. So what would happen is these 3 lenses, well projectors sorry, would project to the centre of the thing and make a small picture. But it spreads it across to the entirety of the telly. Now these are sometimes used for old people, and they have them on the front of their TVs to magnify everything. But we're not going to be using it for that. We're going to be using it for some much more fun, free energy projects. So let me show you the magnification quickly, and then we'll start taking apart the innards. So there is my drill, but so yeah, you can see the magnification, but you'll also be able to see 3 little lights on it. And that is 3 different windows. They're my blinds and everything. I don't know if you can actually see that. But that's because it's designed for 3 separate light sources to be hitting it and it to spread it out equally and evenly. Okay, let's see what else is in this beautiful thing. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do now is take the mirror out. Okay, so now we can have a bit more of a close-up. Red, green, blue. Not that you can tell from this in this light now, but can't tell if that's plastic or glass at the moment, but I will in a bit. Then we come down here to the innards. It's funny how big they've made that, like the motherboard, the brains as I call it, because you could have stacked that and still had the same heat distribution, dispersal I mean. But anyway, let's take the rest of it apart, shall we? Okay, it's time now to get into the guts of the thing. And as I said, I don't know when it was last plugged in. It could have been months ago, it could have been days ago. So I'm just going to take it careful because there's lots of capacitors in these things. One thing I thought of doing was to plug it in but not turn it on. That way it's grounded because we have ground here. But I don't think I'll do that. I just think I'll just play it safe. The light isn't amazing as well, so I'm going to have to use my torch that I made in another episode. That's a great torch, but it's not a great lighting rig for doing recordings. But as I'm sure you've realised, because my setup's quite new, I don't have my lighting rig down here or any of the stuff that, you know, is connected to it. So slowly over time I'm going to be getting that up and running, 12 volt adapters, power supplies, that works. But for now, we've just got to use what we got. Okay, so let's get into the heart of this thing. When thinking about anything, you need to sort of look at it like it's a puzzle and take your time and have a look around. Now I think I'm going to start from the top and work my way down. That might change as, you know, as I get through it, but I'm going to start taking these screws off.
Tape measure.
Yep.
Can I have that, please?
Do you need tape measure or ruler?
Hey. Oh, this.
Yeah, there you go then.
That'll do. I'm trying. Can you help me, Dad?
Yeah, in just a sec, hang on.
Okay.
God, that's solid on there, man. Yes, my bubs, what's the matter? Got plenty of it, mate, that's fine. I'll get you some more if you need
I was
it.
going to say, we can buy some more, you have some.
Okay. Okay, so they're completely unattached at the top, and now I need to try and unattach them from the wire. You know, they're all connected together, so I need to detach them each. So there's some wires on the motherboard here. No. Gonna have to detach them from where they actually physically are, I think. Hang on guys, I've got something to show you. My son's just come down and shown me his new invention, and I think it's very important. Hang on, don't say. It's very important because, you know, he's 7 years old and he's already invented stuff. Okay, show us what it is.
Walkie-talkie.
It's made your own little wooden walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
Let's see if it works.
Hello? Hello?
Is that George?
Yes.
That's a shocker because I'm the only person with another wooden walkie-talkie. Oh, I don't even have one, I lied. Awesome, dude. Well, we can play with that later, yeah?
Yeah. Maybe we can make another one today and then we can have...
Should I make one in a bit?
Yeah.
Wooden walkie-talkie wars.
Yeah.
Right, let me get back to it and I'll sort one out in a bit, yeah?
We can make wooden swords.
I want to actually make wooden swords.
Okay. Bye.
See you later, Bubs.
See you later. I'm going to try and make other things now. Bye.
Bye. The coolest kid in the world. Right, I'm actually going to just pull these off one at a time. Be the easiest way. I was going to try and take them all out as one solid unit, but some things aren't meant to be. Wow. Nice, sweet. Okay. Well, that's lucky. It's obviously been off for a while. Okay. Still attached. Where are we? Still attached here. Okay, so there is one of the projectors, and this is the glass bit I was telling you about, but I'll show you all that in a little while. Number 2.
Give me 2 points.
Hang on, what for, my babe?
Because when I said that when Mummy said that she was feeling poorly, I helped her straight away when I cleaned my room. With
Well, that is very nice. Now, hang on a second. Number 3.
It's just.
Yeah, well, the problem is you'd already lost 3 points, hadn't you? So you've still lost a point. We'll see what we can do. I think I'll
But
give you
not 2 special points.
I'll give you 2 normal points anyway, and I might not get rid of your good points, your special points, but just try being nice to people from now on, okay?
I did help Jordan then say best friends.
I know, but
No,
you should do that before, not after. Yeah, 15 watts up to 17 watts maximum. Beautiful little things. See where that goes to. There's a huge amount of excess wires in here where they've just been sort of rolled up and moved out the way. They could have made a lot more profit on this if they'd worked out what size wires they actually needed. Now, you'll see what I mean in a second. I suppose it's so they can get all the stuff in and move it around, but okay. This is where the soundboard is, up to the side of it. So I'm going to have to cut them. Shame. Okay, 2 8M speakers. Look underneath this a second. Let's take that one after the heat protector. Well, to the heat, I should say. One out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bear in mind I'm recording, buddy. soundboard thing. Okay, what I can point out that I understand and what I know already is we've obviously got some heat sinks here. I'm actually making a furnace soon, so I could actually melt those down because they'll be made of aluminium. I may or may not. I've got some projects that need some heat sinks. We've got transformer, some I think they're called shunts, which help cut down on high frequency problems. We've got some lovely sized resistors and a few capacitors. These things here are high powered, I can't remember their exact name. Let's have a look. No, but they deal with the high power side of it. You find them in things like the high powered plasma ball toy things. Okay, and then on this side we've got a few microchips and so on. So this is like the old looking tech. It almost looks like they're out of different equipment. This is all very old standard looking stuff, and then we've gone to the smaller little microchips and then the smaller bits and pieces, and then over to this one, and again all old looking, but it's not. We got huge capacitor, which is dusty, 560 microfarads and 4,000 volts. So that'll come off there, and I'll use that for another project. But that, you know, that although it's all probably useful in some way or another, there's nothing particularly spectacular there, you know. I'll definitely take the some of the bits and pieces off there. Some of the resistors on this side I'll be using for a project very soon. And then a few bits off here I'll take. But then let's go over to what's on the floor. So we've got these beautiful 8-ohm speakers, which will definitely be reused. They've got a lovely sized magnet on the back. But they are lovely. They're real nice speakers there. We've got a nice on-off switch and an LED. Happy days. That can all be reused. This here then is the infrared, the infrared receiver. And then there's a few bits and bobs on there, resistors and so on. All again, that can all be reused. And then we've got these beautiful things here. Now these are going to be reused very soon. And I'm gonna just at the end my battery on my torch died, but okay, these I'm gonna do a whole video on of themselves, because I want to go through every bit step by step, and we can look at what every piece does and whether they can be reused, which I'm almost sure there's a few bits in these that I can reuse. So I'm quite looking forward to that. Hope you enjoyed this, and I will do more in depth. If I use something, I will explain a bit more about it in that sort of video. Thanks for watching, see you again soon. Bye.
Pineapple bird.